Hey, viewers! Today we are going to talk about the movie, Kissing Jessica Stein. Kissing Jessica Stein is a 2001 American independent romantic comedy film written and produced by Jennifer Westfeldt and Heather Jorgensen. 28-year-old Jessica Stein is an attractive, Jewish, and neurotic copy editor for a New York City newspaper. Her brother Dan is recently engaged, her best friend Joan is preparing to start a family, and her mother Judy is concerned that Jessica may end up alone. After going on several terrible blind dates in quest of Mr. Right, Jessica's interest is sparked by a personal ad featuring her favorite Rilke phrase about relationships. Jessica finds it in the Women Seeking Women section of the newspaper. Helen Cooper, an art gallery employee, placed the advertisement. Helen, dissatisfied with unfulfilling sex with men, decides to try something different and begins dating women with the assistance of her homosexual friends. Jessica responds to the advertisement, but when she meets Helen, she feels concerned, apologizes, and leaves. Helen tracks her down and convinces her to stay for one drink. They learn they get along well and have a lot in common. They eat dinner. Helen confronts Jessica's preconceptions about what will make her happy before kissing her goodbye. Jessica and Helen begin dating and later make out on Helen's sofa. Jessica, who is generally uptight, gradually becomes more joyful, confident, and carefree. This is observed at work and piques Josh's interest. Jessica evasively claims that she has not found a lover. Helen, on the other hand, is falling in love with Jessica and becoming increasingly dissatisfied that their relationship is not progressing more quickly. Judy takes Jessica and Helen to dinner at their vacation home, where she attempts to match them up with a computer executive and Josh, respectively. Helen spends the night in Jessica's old bed after a rainstorm, and she and Jessica have their first intercourse. The two of them are happy together, but Jessica is secretive about her new relationship, refusing to bring Helen as her date to Dan's wedding for fear of what others will think. Helen, devastated, says she cannot take being treated as a filthy secret and sadly ends their relationship. As Dan's wedding approaches, Jessica falls into a deep despair and visits Judy, who informs her that she is a perfectionist who always abandons things that aren't perfect, even if they make her happy. Judy takes a deep breath and tells Jessica not to let this destroy her chances of finding happiness with Helen, who appears to be a lovely girl. Jessica bursts into tears of pleasure when she realizes her mother has accepted her sexuality. Jessica apologizes to Helen and asks her to be her date for Dan's wedding. Helen is a hit at the celebration and is welcomed into the family. Josh, meanwhile, realizes he has been in love with Jessica for some time and expresses his feelings to her after the party. Jessica clumsily but firmly confesses to Josh that she is in a relationship with Helen and leaves with her, leaving him flabbergasted. A few months later, Jessica and Helen are living together in Helen's apartment, and their sexual relationship is starting to fade. Helen understands that Jessica sees her as a best friend and roommate rather than a lover, and she expresses a need for more than Jessica can provide. A dispute ensues. Jessica implores Helen to accept their relationship as it is, but Helen remains staunch in her desire for a sexually satisfying companion, and the two split permanently. Helen is still happily living with another woman several months later. Jessica is a more calm and content version of her previous self, having implemented the beneficial lessons she learned from Helen to her own life. She distributes leaflets in a bookshop in search of a new roommate, ignoring the gorgeous store owner's flirting advances. She notices Josh among the bookcases, whom she hasn't seen since leaving the paper to work on her artwork. They share a cordial catch-up, and she tells him how Helen dumped her, which was difficult but eventually made her a better person. She sends Josh a flyer with her email address on it. Later, Jessica encounters Helen. The two women are now close friends, and joyously informs her that she is going on a date with Josh. Thank you.